Welcome to the Learning Project Network, where we learn through stories to make a change. The Learning Project Network, an organization dedicated to social justice issues. We are dedicated to learning about issues that impact children, families, and communities to help start conversations that lead to solutions. We believe that through storytelling and peer support, individuals can better understand how experiences lead to outcomes.
Hey everybody, it's Stephanie with The Learning Project, back again for another great podcast. I want to welcome you guys to my segment called Girl, Get a Doula. In conjunction with this, we've been talking a lot about self-care. We've been talking about resources, services, like what's out there for you to take care of yourself and really reclaim your body, your mind, your spirit, your soul as you go through this transformational journey. So I want to welcome you guys to this platform, and most of all, I want to welcome Shenice. Thank you so much for being here, and welcome.
Hello, thank you. It's my pleasure.
Oh my gosh, I just want to say how much I am excited about today because we talked a lot about what you do, and I'm going to let Shenice tell us a little bit about what she does, but let me tell you, I want everybody to hear this message loud and clear. Rest does not mean you are lazy, okay? Rest does not mean that you don't care. Rest means that you are absolutely invested in your health and your baby's health. And this is where Shenice comes in. So Shenice, tell us a little bit about who you are and a little bit about your business.
My name is Shenice Peterson. First and foremost, I'm a mother to 4 children. That's my number one job, my priority in life. And then just recently, I started Spokane Prenatal Massage here in town. And it kind of, thank you. It came about because when I was pregnant with my first, I couldn't find anywhere to give me a massage. Either I was too early in my pregnancy, too late in my pregnancy. And I was like, well, this is crap. I'm in pain. And so I felt like there wasn't the resources out there, or at least I couldn't find them.
Yeah.
And then I had my second child. And after that, I felt like I wasn't on my right path anymore in life. I had a great job. It was consistent income. I had moved up the ladder, but I just wasn't, I felt like I needed to do more.
Yeah.
Along with having the flexibility and like being able to decide, hey, all of my kids have doctor's appointments today. I need to schedule this day off and not feeling like I'm taking away from my time at work or anything like that. Like that's my priority. I understand that, yes, you hired me to do a job, but I have children and they come before this job ever will.
Yes.
And so after I had my second child, I really started pushing for that. I was like, I have to figure out, what am I going to do? What am I passionate about? Who am I anymore?
Yeah.
Besides the mom and a 9-to-5er.
Yeah.
And so I knew I really wanted to start my own business. My husband has his own, and I was like, I want to be my own boss. That sounds really cool. So I just started honestly Googling like small business ideas and small business opportunities, and something that would give me the flexibility, like I said, to be home with my kids, but also, still earn a good living and be able to provide for my family.
Yes.
And massage kept coming up over and over. And I was like, who doesn't love a good massage?
Mm-hmm.
And so after a long time of discussing it with my husband, we finally decided that I was going to quit my job and go back to school. So we did that.
Go.
Yeah. Big, scary step, but knew that for my own mental health, that I needed to do something. We might struggle for a year, but the payoff is going to be worth it because, you only get one life. Your children are only young for so long. They grow up way too fast.
Yeah.
So I took a year off and went to school. And actually, I was pregnant the entire time I was in massage school, so I could speak firsthand that it's amazing. And the difference in like my emotional state, how my body felt the entire pregnancy, my birth was completely different. It just made a huge difference in my life. And I knew with how passionate I was about children and being pregnant. I'm one of those people that absolutely loves being pregnant.
Yeah.
So I knew that I was headed in the right direction. I knew I was going somewhere that I was supposed to be. It felt right. And so I had my babies and simultaneously graduated school, and I've taken about 4 months off now. My son is 4 months, and here I am, opened my business and just trying to figure out where my part is, how I can give back to the community and support fellow moms that are in the same position I was. I know your hips hurt. I know your low back hurts. Like, let's get you some relief. So I'm passionate about it, super passionate.
Can I just say, I'm so glad you shared your story because I know it resonated with so many people. But the one thing that is really interesting that you said just here at the end, which is a lot of people, a lot of women that are pregnant are dealing with that lower back pain. And we have normalized trauma and pain during the prenatal stages so much that we don't even know the difference when there is a way to relieve this, there is a way to deal with this. And then there's a way, you don't have to just dismiss yourself. And we talked a lot about this where I kind of was in the same situation where my job was super stressful. I loved what I do, and I never could do anything half. Like, it always had to be like this big, like, production kind of thing because I love the kids that I work with. I love the families I worked with. So I wanted to do something different. So I would always push myself, but I realized that I needed to take a step back because I was having miscarriages. I was dealing with infertility. I needed to take this time for myself and to say, what am I going to do? So when I decided to take control of that, one of my big things was finding ways to really focus on self-care. What does massage do for the body? Like, some people are like, I don't like when people touch me. I don't like when people like, do those things. And granted, that's your right. But what does the massage piece do for the body? And why does it help alleviate so much within the body?
So first, I'd like to say that healthy touch is so beneficial, especially like even in that newborn stage where they say, do skin to skin. There's a reason for that. And so healthy touch is so beneficial, not only for alleviating pain, obviously, that's why most people, I think, either to relax or alleviate pain. And so really getting in there and loosening up those muscles. And there's certain techniques you can use that are completely safe during pregnancy to really, like if you're having sciatic pain, there's some glute work we can do. You don't have to just deal with that. And then, so the physical part of it is obviously pain, but then the emotional and the hormonal part is maybe what you don't see or hear about enough, I think, because for one, we're in a pandemic still, obviously. And so I think everybody's been stressed out for at least the last couple of years, and a lot of us probably before that, whether it's work or whatever. And so we live in this like fight or flight stage. So our body, it's human nature. We're always like on the defense of what's going to come next, and I need to be prepared and act on it. Versus, really just focusing in on your body. What I tell everybody at the beginning of every massage is take this time to check in instead of check out, because, we live our lives checked out as it is. So balancing the hormones, lowering the stress levels, like cortisol, and increasing dopamine, serotonin, the feel-good hormones. The one that can combat anxiety, depression, and it just makes you feel good. It really does. And if you've never had like an amazing massage, you honestly have no idea what you're missing out on. But you can feel, just even if you're just doing light work, the mental effect afterwards can be really profound. Especially depending on what kind of techniques you're using. So I like to focus on really the hormonal side of it, especially during pregnancy. Your hormones are out of whack.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I was thinking a lot about this, and I don't know why, but we don't have enough information about our hormones, like just like general information. And hormones are like, it's like a nasty word, like your hormones are out of balance. You need to, counteract it with something, but we never talk about how do you counteract or even address or help treat, and because I don't think it's going to cure it 100%, but treat your hormone imbalance with self-care. Like I think, like I was talking to somebody about this, where you're looking at like being a woman, what does womanhood look like? What does your journey look like? And a lot of times when we look at women back in the day, they had different stressors, they had different issues and different things. But one of the things I continually hear from women, like women today, you have so much stress. You have family stress, work stress. You're trying to do work with the kids, social media, pandemic. And it's just like, boom, 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 boom. Like all these things impact your mental psyche. All of these things impact your body, your mind, your soul, your spirit. And if you don't take care of yourself, this is where you can really run into going in depression and really feeling lost and hopeless. And then when you're pregnant, you're really not enjoying your pregnancy because you're just so bogged down with so many things. And so you had said like massage really helps with people who are going through depression. Can we talk a little bit about that? Like, have you had a client in the past that has just really been struggling with that? And how many times a week did they come in, and what did you do, and what did they do to really help them cope with those stressors, or when they were going into like those depressive modes?
So I am so new that I haven't yet. I know that I've had clients on my table, even in the last week when I opened, that, have experienced depression in the past and probably currently are during their pregnancy.
Yeah.
But in school, a lot of people that found massage therapy, I feel like, are there for a reason other than to learn how to give a massage. It's some sort of self-healing, finding yourself journey. And I think, like, for me, it was just the beginning. It was the first thing I added to my toolbox was, I can help people with massage. And now I've already opened so many other doors to just help people. Like, I never knew. Now that I'm in this space, I'm learning about all of the different options and resources that there are.
Wow.
But as far as depression, if you're coming in once a week, twice a week even, you're going to see a huge change. And then, down the road, after you are a little more balanced, and I also offer hypnotherapy, so I would suggest pairing it with that. And obviously working with whoever you're already working with, if you have a counselor or a doctor that you're, treating your depression with. But then you can get on a maintenance schedule. You're not living in that fight or flight. You have coping skills to bring your heartbeat back down, and how to deal with your daily anxieties. And then you can just coast from some point. You're always going to want to keep on it. I wouldn't say, oh, you're cured or you're healed or, completely. I think we all have this journey and it's lifelong. I don't think it just ends at a specific point.
Truth. You said hypnotherapy. Tell our listeners, what is that and why would you do that?
Okay, so hypnotherapy sounds kind of like woo-woo, they do it at the fair.
Yeah, they got the little circle on it.
Yeah, it's for entertainment purposes, and honestly, it's so much more than that. And it has helped me heal some of my issues, my past traumas, things that I felt or thought were true about some of my birth experience. And it's really a tool to focus on your mindset. It can help you heal the past, but it can also help you create your future. It's really deep. I have sometimes can't find the words to talk about it because it's had such a profound impact on me. And I use self-hypnosis because obviously I am trying to run a business and I have children at home and my life is pretty stressful.
Yeah.
But if I can bring myself back down and stay focused as to why I'm doing this, I'm in charge of my own schedule. So I don't have to, don't overload yourself.
Yeah.
And just stay focused on like, what's my end game here? What's my goal? Where do I want to be? And then you just figure out the steps to get there.
Yeah.
So hypnotherapy, and also it's super relaxing. Sometimes it's just as relaxing as a massage, which is kind of weird because then I don't have to touch you if you don't want that.
Yeah.
We can just talk. And so, hypnotherapy can help reduce fears. I use mine in my office to relate to everything about pregnancy and birth. So first time moms, scared of being pregnant, scared of giving birth, scared of the pain. Am I going to be a good mom?
Yeah.
And then, the second time mom fears, am I going to be able to love my second kid as much? How could I possibly do that? I love my first kid so much. How is my heart going to be able to grow?
Yeah.
Scared of induction, scared of C-section, whatever your fears are, hypnotherapy can help address that and come up with ways for you to set your mind on what you want. And then we figure out how to get there.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So I have to ask you, I'm putting you on the spot. So what does a session look like? Like if I was coming to you, like, what would it look like? What would we start off with? What would you be saying? What would we be doing?
Sure. So
give us a little bit of idea what this is.
I would start with a consultation on the phone to make sure that, for one, I am a good therapist for you, and to figure out what your goals are. Like I said, I try and keep mine specific to pregnancy related things. Not that I can't do other things as well. So first is consultation to make sure that we are a good fit for each other, and then figure out what your goals are. What are you dealing with? A lot of times there'll be one specific thing they want to work on. And then in conversation, we figure out that there's some past stuff that we need to do first before we're ever going to actually accomplish this goal. So just coming up with a game plan, and then in office or on Zoom, whichever you prefer. I have a script that I give you or I say to you, and I just invite you to relax, and I walk you through some guided imagery. You have to use your imagination. If you have an active imagination, then hypnotherapy can totally help you.
Yeah.
And all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. So I'm not like hypnotizing you.
Yeah.
It's all about getting into that trance space where, you're talking to your unconscious or your subconscious mind. You take the consciousness out of it, because that's going to talk you out of pretty much everything. It's the literal analytical side. And then, like I said, we just work on like end goals, end state imagery. So for example, if you were like scared of birth or whatever, then we would decide, okay, what does that perfect birth look like for you? And we imagine it. We go through like all of the little details. What does it feel like? What are you smelling? What are you hearing? And then I record that, send that home with you. You listen to it. I would hope at least daily. And then I offer multiple sessions. So a lot of times it's not just one thing. Like I said, if you're scared of birth, okay, why? Are you afraid of the pain, or, what is it that's scaring you? Yeah. And so we can work on different things throughout different sessions. And then hopefully by the end, you're in a much better headspace to give birth. You're less stressed out. You're not anxious about it, because all of those feelings, and again, hormones, disrupt the birth process. Yeah. So if we can alleviate that, just that alone will help you have a better birth.
Oh my gosh. Like, first of all, like, I'm super grounded today, and I am blown away by this conversation, because we talk a lot about what do people need before they get to that birth? What do people need to deal with before or even after a miscarriage? We are not giving people enough options, or people don't even know what is out there to help them get grounded. So one of the things that I did for my birth, and just me healing when I was dealing with a lot of like just pain. And I think that's what people don't understand if you've never gone through like a long period of infertility and then loss. And then maybe if you've had a traumatic birth, different things like that. Everybody's situation is different. So everybody's going to see it a different way and experience those feelings in a certain way. But sometimes we're telling ourselves things on a very deep level that we don't express, and it looks very different than what we project. And when you're talking about really tapping into that unconscious mindset, and you're talking about getting into a space that you're not comfortable with or you're not willing to admit, that really resonates with me. Because sometimes we avoid things that really cause us a lot of pain, and we start doing things and we don't know why we do them, but subconsciously, like deep down, we can kind of have an idea, but we're scared to say it. And I feel like sessions like yours, what you're talking about, gives you permission to explore that with somebody, and to get professional guidance on that. Do you ever work, or do you ever plan to work like in conjunction with like a counselor and you doing this at the same time? Is that like kind of like a magical connection for clients if they're looking to do this?
Yeah, absolutely. If there's anything, for lack of a better word, mental going on, if you're already seeing like another professional, I always get a referral from them before I start any work with you. Because there are certain things that, if you're on certain medications, I don't want to disrupt whatever work that he or she is already doing.
I love it.
So always in conjunction with, and same with massage therapy too.
Yeah.
If you're working for specific issues, if you have a chiropractor or a midwife, OB, whatever, having the team setting is going to be a lot more effective anyway. So
let's jump into that right there. Okay. Listen, you guys, I talk about this all the time. We need to think about the healthcare community as the A-team and not Superman. We have a collection of people in our community that are amazing, talented, that bring something, but because we refuse to work with each other, or we're like, no, this person has more experience and this person's gone to school longer and this person has this, like, we have to honor people's space, culture, what their beliefs are, and really think about what is in our community that is promoting self-care, health, and promoting collaboration. And I love what you're talking about, which is we are not just going to start this session and just go into it. We are going to look at your community and we are going to work simultaneously together for the betterment of your good. That is a powerful, powerful statement, and just imagery that you gave of what people could have. What do you feel like our community is missing when it comes to like providing care for people that are going through the postpartum stage?
Oh, postpartum. That's a tough one because I think it's different for every person.
Yeah.
Some people have a great support system at home and big family and mom and whoever, in-laws there to help. But then there's those of us that, we don't want all that anyway. We'd rather be not bombarded, take that special time that, this is your new baby, you need to bond. The laundry, the dishes, none of that matters right now.
Yeah.
And so again, that's kind of like goes back to having a doula for one. You need, even if you want to be like primary, obviously, somebody has to, you still need to be fed. If your husband or boyfriend or whoever goes back to work right away, then you're left in this space alone. Yeah. And alone is dangerous because it's hard.
Yeah.
I mean, without to dumb it down, it's hard.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You're not sleeping. You're either trying to nurse or bottle feed and figure out what your baby wants or needs. There's just so many factors, I think, that go into it. And so support from a doula, online support. There's a lot of things I want to do. Like I have plans to start this group here in office for just like birth talk, come in, share your story. I think a lot of us like to tell our birth stories, or maybe that's just me. I don't know.
No, that's a real thing. We have a whole segment where people just like share their birth stories and they freaking love it. It's amazing. It's awesome to hear.
Yeah, I'd love to like offer just a little, not even, just a group. Hey, come in, let's just talk. And I think it gives us a way to decompress if something traumatic happened or something, your birth plan got threw out the window for whatever reason. It just gives you the space to like recognize that and then figure out, what is your next step? Do you need some deeper healing on this? Rather than be alone and get stuck in that thought like, wow, I failed, or that, that my birth sucked and somehow I failed my kid and I'm already a bad mom, and all these stigmas that we have up against ourselves. So being able to like decompress afterwards and share your story with people who listen, who understand, who have probably been through something similar, and just knowing you're not alone.
Man, so there is an amazing book I always talk about, you guys. Kimberly Johnston's Fourth Trimester. Absolutely amazing book. I keep saying this on all my podcasts. Kimberly, I want you to be on my podcast. But I know she's like way up there. So I'm like, maybe one day I'll nudge my way up. Oh, yeah. But she says something in her book that was really interesting to me, which is there's research that shows that if you tell your birth story or share your birth story with someone 48 hours after having your baby, it actually helps decrease postpartum depression, like something like 40-something%. It was insane, the percentage. And I probably should just actually write that down and actually put it in there, but have it somewhere so that I can source it out to you guys. But I will tell you that really shocked me, because a lot of times you really don't understand what just happened during your birth story, like during your birth. And sometimes like you'll miss big things. And the thing that was really nice for me with my doula, when I was able to decompress that with her, she was able to like fill in blanks to stuff I didn't even remember. And she was like, Stephanie, like, no, this actually happened. I was like, oh my gosh, like I didn't even realize that happened, or, they said this and I didn't understand why. And she was like, oh, they said this because of this. So it helps like fill in the blanks for you and like help you understand like what actually happened and let you stand in your right and let you stand in your truth. And I love that. That's a really great solution. And I can't wait for you to like roll that out. And we definitely have to highlight birth talk when that comes out. So, so before we end our podcast today, Shenice, what's the one thing you want our listeners to hear as we close out about self-care, womanhood, and empowerment?
Oh, so many things, especially empowerment. I like to encourage people that, this is going to be, it's your body and it's your birth. And it doesn't matter if you want to go all natural. It doesn't matter if you want an epidural. It doesn't matter if you want a C-section, like whatever you want, that's right for you. And so get right with it and get in that headspace, know exactly what you want, be prepared and understand that, life happens and babies do what they want. But really just, if that's what you want, don't feel bad. Don't let anybody else talk you out of it. Because I think at the end of the day, you will feel better postpartum. Like if you had that mindset right in the beginning, because it is hard to deal with and you're not alone. And sometimes you have to just feel the fear and do it anyway. And don't be afraid to like share your story with people. Your birth, do it how you want.
That was so good. I don't know who needs to own their space today or own their journey or reclaim something that they wanted to and they're not sure about it. But as you're listening to this podcast, I want you to remember that this is your time and this is your space, and you can find people that can be in your circle and on your team to help you accomplish that. I'm so excited for us to continue these conversations throughout the month. You guys, happy Women's Month. I love Women's Month. It makes me feel all warm and gooey inside because women have done so many amazing things, and we wanted to highlight an amazing woman in our community. Shenice, thank you so much for being a part of this conversation, and I'm so excited that you came on. And how old is your business right now? Because I know you just opened up. So how long have you been open?
1 week.
Yes. Yeah. Those are the kind of women we're putting out there. They're like, let's go, Stephanie. You know, I love it because, you know, a lot of times we feel like we have to have tons of experience in order to be in the front or be able to talk what we're talking about. And we just need to get out here and we need to talk about what we're doing and how we're making an impact in each other's lives and celebrate one another, which is amazing. And I'm so proud of you, Shenice. And you guys, if you want to learn more about Shenice and her practice, you want to set something up, you want to set a consultation up with her, how can they do that?
You can reach me on my website, SpokanePrenatalMassage.com, Facebook, Spokane Prenatal Massage, and Instagram @Spokane Prenatal Massage.
There it is, you guys. And don't worry, if you are driving and you don't have a pen or something, all of her information will be right below. And you guys, you know my saying, do not give somebody flowers, do not give them candy, send them a podcast, something that will feed their mind, body, soul, and spirit, and let them know that you are thinking about them, you hear them, and you understand where they are in life, and you support them. So you guys, when all else fails, remember, girl, get yourself a doula or some support and the whole crew, bring them together so that you can have the experience that you want, the journey that you want. And if you're not pregnant and you know somebody who is, help that sister or that birthing person out, because we all need a little bit of help in our journey in growing and developing together. Until next time, you guys, see you soon. Bye.